So last night, just before I went to bed, I saw this post by Astro Cyborg, and I thought he was on one. I thought he was smoking, maybe taking a bit of mushrooms, because no one in their right mind could be this low, this horrible, pathetic, disgusting. And I'm setting the tone for what's about to be heard because I could only listen to about a minute and a half of what was being said before I had to turn it off. And I literally shut my PC down and couldn't believe that this community is this far gone. And I don't care what excuse they want to use. And Nibs today has been basically turning around and saying, well, you're just as bad as I am, and basically owning up to the fact that he was part of the problem. Right? There are tweets out there where he's going after someone else from the Xbox community who was also making racist remarks. But Nibs is justifying that by saying, well, you did it, so it's okay if I do it. But Nibs isn't the core issue here. All of them are. I'm only saying Nibs because he's the one that's been out there vocally trying to damage control this when he should be putting his hand up and saying, do you know what? What Tim Dog said was damn right wrong. And we've, as a human species, have failed to actually say, do you know what? At some point, you need to stop, sit down, and just shut the hell up. And I do hope that Sarah Bond does open a libel case against him for slander, and so they can fight in court for trying to tarnish and damage her name. I really hope that she does. I really do. Because I think now they have gone too far, and all of them are pieces of crap in my eyes. I mean, let's just play the video and you can see. But you can see from what I'm saying here, if you've read it already while it's been on screen, it's pretty horrible. But just listen to what's being said.
Out Xboxes and he gave out all this stuff, controllers in the city at the Windows store. And then you have this, and it's like muted, and then they have this stupid canned preset interview with preset questions by this guy Tim from Mashable. He's a disgrace to journalism. Didn't ask any question. He framed himself as wanting to. It's like, yeah, whatever. Just watch that thing. That thing is the most infuriating thing I've ever seen in a long time. Sarah is completely. I don't know what the word she is. She's diabolical.
He's
That lady.
incompetent. Like people don't know. People don't
Yeah,
know this,
she's
right? So
incompetent.
Phil was at Xbox for what 25 years before he got made head of Xbox and worked in gaming his entire time. She came over from T-Mobile 5 years ago and is somehow president of Xbox right now,
Mm.
right? Like, I mean,
It's
she's not a
not
game.
somehow.
Yeah, well, I listen. This is Mooch's channel. I'm not
No,
going to cause controversy on his
no.
channel, but
That's
again,
crap.
like she's not a gamer. She doesn't know anything. Like it's true, Mooch. I ain't gonna. You know what I'm saying?
I
Like
hear
it
you.
is what it is. I feel
No,
the way
I
I feel
mean,
about it, but she doesn't. She doesn't know what she's doing.
And that's as far as I could get with this before I just had to stop it. And I don't want to listen to any more. They go on for another tirade about how Phil should be fired and all of this because there's nothing to talk about on the PlayStation side because PlayStation are just not doing anything. They're not releasing anything. You can sit there with your Infinity Gauntlet and say, oh, we won and all this, but your service provider isn't providing you with nothing. It's everyone else. And all those games that they were providing you year on year are dwindling. But that move aside from that, because he wasn't involved in this, so I'm not going to bring him into this at all, you know. But these guys insinuating that, I mean, especially Tim, right? So here's the problem. Tim insinuated that she slept her way to the top. She actually slept her way to the top. That is disgusting. Women already have a bad time trying to, make their way in this industry. And this is part of the problem. But the worst part is, Crap Gamer doubled down on it. And you got Nibs, Mooch, Def, and Brep. None of them, as a human being, as a man, right, stepped up and said, guys, listen, that isn't cool. That isn't right. And instead, they not only tried to insinuate that she slept to the top, but they started to slander and dehumanize her credibilities, what she's done with T-Mobile, and everything else. All the degrees that she's got, all of that means nothing to these people because she's a woman, and the only way a woman can get to the top is by opening her legs, and getting screwed to the top. That is what these guys, every single one of them, have insinuated, and she should sue them for slander. This is unacceptable on any proportion. And then you've got them coming out and trying to damage control by saying, oh, well, he said something similar to. So it's not like they're even trying to deny it. They're admitting to it by trying to damage control it. This is pathetic. How can you be this goddamn low? How can you be? I don't understand. I don't get it. Over video games, you are going to reduce. I mean, I get Tim. He's mentally deranged. He's already started attacking Boom and Griggity, saying that, oh, you guys are jealous because I've got all this and you don't. And people in Xbox hate Xbox and they come to me and give me all the info. And he thinks he's some kind of pariah. He's just an old man that is so butthurt that Microsoft literally used him, and tossed him away like a piece of garbage that he is. That's all he is. That's all Tim Dog is. He tried to come after me and lie about my credibility, and when I proved him wrong, what did he do? Because he had no way out, he had to block me so I don't, shame him up even more. But now he's going after Sarah in this way, and every single one in that panel just stood there and didn't say a thing. These people ain't men. These aren't the people. Mate, if I was related to any one of these, I'd be ashamed after hearing something like this. This is disgraceful. How can they go home to their spouses or whatever and look at them in the face and say, hey man, hi hon, you're doing really great? Nah. Because clearly they slept their way to the top as well, right? Because that's what they believe. Right? All of their girlfriends and wives, they all slept their way to the top as well, right? If you're going to say Sarah Bond on it, so that must mean you believe every woman out there has done this. No, it's not like it's never happened and we've never heard of it, but it's happened from both sides. It happens. But to target Sarah like this because you are so butthurt, and for every single one of these tossers, wankers, to come out in this fashion, nah, that ain't it. That ain't it, son. That ain't it. And I know people are retweeting this and stuff, and I don't know if anyone's going to make any content on this so it can catch more attention, because I do want these people getting in trouble for this. You can't just say what the hell you want without any consequences. And I do hope that there are some consequences for this. Right? Because they openly accused Sarah Bond of opening her legs and making it all the way to the top. Tim made that assertion. Crap Gamer then turned around and doubled down, but didn't want to go so far because Mooch could get in trouble. But neither of these people who call themselves a man, right, were man enough to turn around to Tim and say, dude, just shut up. If this was my podcast, I would have kicked him off the instant he insinuated anything like that and apologized to the panel. But the fact that they kept him on there means that they all agree. The fact that they didn't say anything, they all agree. This is the people that are, the influencers that people are looking up to. Do not look up to these type of people. They are scum. They are horrible, pathetic scum. And I don't care what they say, what damage control they want to do. The fact that they came out and done this is beyond reprehensible. They all owe Sarah Bond an apology. Will they apologize? Absolutely not. Because they're bricking it right now that Sarah can go after them for slander and sue them. And I really hope she does. I do. I really, really hope she does. Because then they'll understand that there are consequences for making public statements like these. There are consequences for talking behind someone's back in such a manner as this. Reprehensible. This is disgusting. This is disgusting, man. That's all I have to say, man. I couldn't even watch the rest of the video. The rest of it is just spent slandering Bill, Sarah, and Xbox because they've got nothing better to do with their lives. This is pathetic. This is disgusting, and they should all be ashamed of themselves. Like I said here, absolutely disgusting people, pathetic human beings, every single one of them. There's certain things that I can tolerate. There's the whole banter, there's the whole console war, but to insinuate something like this, and do you know what's the worst thing? All these PlayStation influencers have seen this. Every single one. And not one of them have come out and called them out on it. Even those that are kind of semi-PlayStation, they've not come out. But if this was on the Xbox thing, they would have been out in droves crying about it. But here's me telling you, you're all fucking pathetic. You're all pathetic. Because the fact that you aren't even holding them accountable makes you see, you know, in my eyes, you agree with them. That's it. I'm done with this video.